Hello, everyone. Hello, people. It's so good to be here. And we're going to start immediately because it's scheduled and we need to keep to time. 30 minutes for the presentation and for the webinar presentation, then 10 minutes for question and answer. So when you come in, you just listen attentively. It's so good to see you here. It's so nice. It's so wonderful. I'm so excited. I'm super excited that you're here today means that you are a step ahead to getting healed. I'm here to help you through your healing journey. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be beautiful. So let's get into what we came to do today. Um, okay, okay, okay. So the topic is how to deal with the pain of losing a loved one. How to deal with the pain of losing a loved one by Amara Ugo Eze, the unscathed woman. I'm called the unscathed woman for a reason. Unscathed um, is a long story, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. Is God has taken me, life has thrown me, not God. It's God, though. God has taken me through a journey, and life has really done a lot of things to me. But I thank God that we are standing all because of His grace, all because of His love, all because of His mercy. It's so good to do this. I'm super excited how to deal with the pain of losing a loved one. So, meet Amara. The beautiful lady on the screen is Amara. And she says, hello, everyone. My name is Amara Ugweze, the unscathed woman. I'm a woman who has been greatly helped by God and has been given the mandate to mend the broken hearted. Please, if you can see it, just let me know. As in, if you can see it, just type yes so I can know if you can see it. And I have been given the mandate to mend the broken-hearted. I'm here to ensure that you live a wholesome, calm life, free from any form of ambiguity, but full of peace and freedom. Who is ready to ride with me? Let's dig in. Let's dig in. Let's dig in. Okay. Objectives. By the end of this webinar, you should be able to, one, understand the meaning of emotional pain. Understand the meaning of emotional pain. Two, know how the human brain responds to emotional pain. Three, know the myths surrounding grief. Four, know the stages of grief. Five, know when to move on without getting stuck. Six, know how to discover purpose from pain. Please, once you come in, let me know. Let me know if once you come in so that I can know I'm not talking to myself. Just say hi, then I will acknowledge you. Okay, so we move to the first thing we are going to learn. What we are going to learn from this webinar. What is actually emotional pain? What is emotional pain? Sometimes a lot of us in this part of the world don't acknowledge emotional pain, anything that has to do with your mental health, since it's not physical. So why should we disturb ourselves with getting help or getting medication or seeking a doctor or a psychologist or a counselor? Why should we even care? Why should we bother? But hell no, emotional pain is just like a physical pain. If you don't work on it, if you don't treat it, if you don't attend to it, it could mess you up. It could affect you physically. So let's dig in. What is emotional pain? Emotional, psychological, or mental pain is an unpleasant feeling, a suffering of a non-physical origin. Edwin Snedman a renowned psychologist described it as how much you hurt as a human being. It is a mental suffering, mental torment. It is not of a physical origin. It's like physical origin, like you fell down the stairs, or a knife cut you, or you had an accident. You're not seeing it physically. Nothing physically caused it. It could be non-physical, could be words, abusive words, your those that are into romantic relationship getting heartbroken, and also all going through any form of grief or pain, any form of grief of losing a loved one. So that's what he meant by non-physical origin. It's like a mental torment, a mental suffering. Is not seen physically. Then Bolger EA defined emotional pain as a state of feeling broken. You're heartbroken, you're depressed, you're brokenhearted. You're just, you're not even looking forward to life anymore. So that is what emotional pain is all about. How the human brain responds to emotional pain. You'll be shocked to find out that how the human brain responds to emotional pain is the same way it responds to physical pain. It's the same way, exact way it responds, just like how it responds when somebody trips and falls down and goes through some kind of pain. The same area that is coordinating the response in the brain is the same place, exact place that also gets triggered off when you go through any form of emotional pain. When people feel emotional pain, the same areas of the brain get activated as when people feel physical pain. The anterior insula and the anterior cingulate cortex, these are the two places that get activated, both with physical pain and emotional pain. In one study, these regions were activated when people experienced an experimental social rejection from peers. In another more real-life study, the same regions were activated when people who had recently broken up with romantic partners viewed pictures of the former partner. This is the region. This is anterior cingulate. The place that's painted red in the brain is the region, and also this is anterior cingulate, the place painted blue. So these two places in the brain are they are the two places that are activated when one goes through both emotional and physical pain. You see that it is that serious. So if you don't handle this emotional pain on time, if you don't seek help on time, you might break down and it might become physical. You could get depressed, and you could have a lot of issues that might require you going to take medications here and there. Myths. So we're going forward to myths surrounding grief. Number one, these myths, that and the thing, it shocks me that some of these myths it can be very annoying. These things are not true. When somebody is grieving the loss of a loved one, when somebody is grieving heartbreak, when somebody is going through a form of rejection, they'll tell you that the goal is to get over the grief. Who does that? Get over. You don't. This, like, for example, losing a loved one, you don't get over it because the person is always in your heart. It's just, what do you do with what has happened to you? Do you want to still be do you want to still be trapped and be stuck? Okay, this person died, there's nothing to life anymore, and you know that your loved one really wants you to live your life to the fullest. So what do? You don't get over. You work with it. You either leverage on it and do something worthwhile, something positive to it, or you end up being stuck and becoming a victim and being down in a hole, being stuck in a hole. The choice is yours. Number two, you must behave in a certain way to be perceived as a person that is grieving. This one is more likened to culture. The culture will tell you have to do this, you have to wear this one, you have to, you don't have to cry, you have to, man up, you have to, so many rules. Please be yourself, express yourself the way you want to express yourself. it doesn't change the fact that that the person is gone. But you need to express yourself. You need to let go of you don't bottle up your emotions. You need to let it out. If not, it goes down and causes more problem to you. You don't have to be put in a box that there's this certain way you have to behave. There's this and they lock you up in a box. No, please be free. You also need freedom. These are ways to deal with the pain. Express yourself. I could remember, when mine happened, I literally had to go into the restroom to um to let out the steam because I needed to be strong for my mom. So I needed to, let it out, come out. But when you bottle it, it messes you up. So you don't have to behave in a certain way, or maybe they'll tell you a month later, you're smiling, you're jumping, you're going to party. They're like, you're not supposed to go to party. You're supposed to wait till 1 year. Please live your life. Live your life. It's you that know what you're going through. Nobody has the right to come and tell you do it this way, this certain way. No, 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 no. That's not right. That's a myth. Number 3, all persons grieving eventually go into post-traumatic stress disorders. That's not true. It depends on the personality. It depends on the gravity. There are lots of factors involved. You don't. That's a big lie. It's not all persons. Some people do. Some people do, but not all persons. Number 4, tears expressing grief are only a sign of weakness. To me, what I would rather say, tears are therapeutic. When you allow the tears to flow, you feel much better. What is weakness? That somebody you love so much has left you. Oh, please, who are you impressing? There's nobody to impress here. This is a serious matter. So why are you saying why are you saying that to show that you're weak? Weak for what? Somebody has left you forever. Oh, please, that's a serious myth. So let's move on. Stages of grief. Stages of grief. In no particular order, let's list them. It's not a must that it must happen the way I listed it here. It can happen different in the other way around, but these are just the stages of grief that have been identified. 1, denial. At first, how can this happen? It's not possible. It's a lie. You don't just want to believe it. You don't just want to accept it. You don't just want it to be true. Yeah, you don't just want it to be true. You're like, how can? No, 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 no. The second stage is anger. You feel this anger. Why should this happen to me? How can it happen to me? Why must this happen to me? No, it's not possible. It cannot be possible. You are angry at everything. You're angry at the world. You're angry at even God. You're like, how can God allow this to happen to me? The third one is bargaining. You're like, okay. If this thing, if you have, since you have permitted, you see yourself talking to God, since you have permitted this to happen to me, will I please do this? You're trying to bargain. Take me instead of, you're trying to bargain yourself out. These things are normal. They are normal. They are normal. You don't have to feel abnormal doing these things. Number 4, you fall into depression. It has happened. How will you move? How will you pick yourself up? What is next? Who is next? You just fall into depression. There's nothing to look forward to again. There's no excitement in your life anymore. Number 5, acceptance. You get to a place of acceptance. You get to a place of, okay, it has happened. I accept it. What do I do with it? How do I move on? What are the things I should do? So these are the 5 stages of grief. So we move on to when to move on without getting stuck. When to move on without getting stuck. You get to move on when you get to the place of acceptance. You see in that 5 stages of grief, the fifth stage, which is kind of the final phase. Yes, I said it's in no particular order, But mostly the final phase is usually when you get to the place of acceptance. Because once you get to the place of acceptance, you are getting to a place of you are ready to move on. Yes. Once you get to a place of acceptance, you are ready to move on. So you get to move on when you get to the place of acceptance. At the point of acceptance, you find control. You get to reconcile with the fact that it is trite that your life might not remain the same again with the loss of your loved one, but you can still move forward and live life. When you get to that place of acceptance, you are more in charge. When you get to that place of acceptance, ideas of what to do with it, what to do with the events that happened in your life, what to do with the experience that happened in your life will begin to flow in. When you get to that place of acceptance, you are able to move on. Discovering purpose from pain. We are fast, isn't it? Am I talking to myself? Please, I need you guys to indicate discovering purpose from pain. What is purpose? What is purpose? If I may ask, what is purpose? One, the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. You know, why you were created, why something is done, why something is in existence. The second one is the one that actually caught my attention. A person's sense of resolve or determination. A person's sense of resolve or determination. Linking it to the topic that we are discussing about. This is the perfect definition for it. A person's sense of resolve or determination. What are you willing to do with what has happened to you? How are you leveraging on it? That's the question to ask. What positive thing is coming out of this thing that happened to me? You know, what is your sense of resolve? Do you want to be stuck in a hole, or do you want to move on and live your life fully, or do you want to do something positive with what has happened to you? It's up to you. Determination. You know, determination, that word is a very strong, beautiful, and motivating, positive word that anybody, no matter the obstacle you're going through, no matter what, once you have made up your mind to persevere, once you have made up your mind, have you seen this? I must succeed in this. Have you seen this purpose? I must live it out. It must be fulfilled in my lifetime. You see things moving out of you see those obstacles moving out of your way, and you won't rest until you have achieved your goal. Determination is a positive emotional feeling that involves persevering towards a difficult goal in spite of obstacles. Sorry. Determination occurs prior to goal attainment and serves to motivate behavior that will help achieve one's goal. This was exactly what I said about determination. How to discover purpose from pain. This is the end result, of that pain. How do you discover purpose? How do you start living again? How do you do it? Number one, seriously scrutinize that pain. What lessons are there to learn? Yes, I know that is a tall order for some of us. Some of us don't even want to go back through the events of what happened prior to losing that loved one. Some of us don't just want to think about it. But the truth is that you have to go back and think through. It's part of your healing journey. You have to go back and think through, okay, what happened? Where did I go wrong? It's not for you to feel guilty. No, 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 no. It's for you to pick up lessons. Pick up lessons so that so that it won't happen again. So that you know what to tell the next generation. Okay, this is what you know what to teach people, you know how to um, um be a source of joy to people. You know the exact thing to help people that are going through the same thing that you're going through. The second one, declutter your mind from any form of negativity as a result of the pain. Like what I said earlier, you want to start feeling guilty. Oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have called, I should have prevented. So many guilty, guilty words. Yes, you feel very guilty. You are feeling bad. you're feeling pain, you're feeling worse, you're like, oh God, just remove it from your mind. Just focus on the positive side of it. The third one, list out at least two positive things that you can do without pain. At least two. There are more than, what can I do without pain? Should I write a book so that I can teach people what I went through, and to let them know that they are not alone, and to tell them to do this, to do that, to do that, to do that. Or should I start a foundation in honor of this person that I lost? Should I do, what are the positive things you can do without pain? List them out. Then you act on it immediately. You don't waste time, you don't procrastinate, you don't analyze, you just do it. Do it. Don't think too much. Just go ahead and do it. So we've gotten to the conclusion. I was fast, wasn't I? Yeah. We've gotten to the conclusion. And before I conclude, I would like to tell my personal story. I lost my dad 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, 2017. He was ill and was in coma for almost 2 years, and he died. And that was the first time I was with someone very close to me. It wasn't easy, but somehow God gave us strength. We kind of prepared our mind because he's been in coma for a very long time, and it didn't really, really, really come as a shock to us. But we had to lean on God's strength. These things, when they happen, you need a higher power. You can't do it on your own. And 2 years later, I lost my younger brother. His was so devastating because we didn't see it coming. It was just too sudden. He slept and never woke up. And we just finished talking with him. Some talk with him. My other brother talked with him a day before. The other one that was living with him spoke with him a night before. So it was just too devastating, and it was just a huge blow. It really shook us to our bone marrow. And that was when we saw another side of God's mercy and grace and strength. We never knew how we could pull through. It wasn't it was just too terrible. He was a young boy of 28 years. He just turned 28, 25th of December 2019, and died 31st of December 2019. It was just too painful. How could we go into the next year? How could we enter 2020 with this, so many emotions, anger, depression, different kinds of emotions. And it is normal. It is normal to feel that way at that time. So just too dark. I don't even know how we came out of it, but I know that a higher power was at work in our lives, and that higher power is God. You need God. There is no way you can run away from it. You cannot even be angry with God, because no matter what, if you get angry from today to tomorrow, He is still God. There is a reason for every single thing that happens. If there's a reason, that was my conviction. I was like, okay, since God has chosen to do it this way, let's trust Him through the process. And He showed Himself faithful towards our lives. He strengthened us, He strengthened my mom, He strengthened my brothers, He strengthened my sister, He strengthened every single person that was affected. I went through that stage of grief. Even right now, as Christmas is approaching, He is always in our heart. One thing we do is whenever we are down, whenever we are weak, we ask God for strength. We can't do it on our own. We ask Him for strength. So that's what we do. Christmas is approaching. We came together as a family and asked God for strength. Heal us, Lord. Heal us, heal us, heal us. We need your healing. We can't do it on our own. Because no amount of words by sympathizers or any other person can quench that pain. No amount of words can soothe that pain. That's the word. So you need God. You need God. You need God. And then you need to get a purpose. You need to discover purpose from that pain. You need to leverage on it. If not, you won't be able to move on. What do you intend to do with what has happened to you? What positive thing do you intend to do? It's for you to think it out. So I thank God that we are here today. It's still a journey because He's always in our hearts. My dad and my brother, they are always in our hearts. It's still a journey, but we thank God for the strength so far. So, in conclusion, having gone through any form of pain, we will realize that it isn't an easy place to be in. We need to understand that pain reveals a side of us we've never seen nor experienced. Leveraging on it to fulfill purpose would be one of the best things to happen to us. Excuse me. Rick Jonas says, if our life is always easy, it is because we are called to a lesser purpose. So if God is calling to a higher purpose, just make up your mind to know that there are obstacles ahead. If it's always easy, then you have a lesser purpose in life. I hope you learned a thing or two. We have come to the end of this webinar, and I know you learned a thing or two. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me. I will go to question and answer. I don't know. I don't know if you have any question. I don't know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, we did it for just 28 minutes and we're on track. We're on track. We're on track. Okay, there are no questions. There are no questions. All right. So, but you can contact me at amarugweze@gmail.com. My Instagram and Facebook handle at amarugweze. I'm here to help you through that, through your healing journey. I'm here to help you to get to a place of wholesomeness, a place of calmness, a place of freedom. You are free in Christ. You can't do without Christ. If you have not given your life to Christ, now is the best time to do so. God bless you. And I love you all.